What's happening, racing fans? Welcome back to the channel. Brought to you in association with betting.co.uk. I'm your host, Ginger Joe, and I'm back again with my top 5 selections for today's 2023 Grand National. And if you're new to my channel, please do hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a great deal, and you generally get a good bit of karma for doing so as well. And with 40 runners going to post today, you're going to definitely need a little bit of luck in running. Now, the first Grand National was actually ran in 1839, and the first horse that actually won the race was named Lottery, so very aptly named, and the race has turned into that ever since. But I'm going to try and bring you my top 5 selections to help give you the winner of the race in this year's spectacle. If you want a runner-by-runner guide, come over and join my free horse racing group chat using the link in the description below. And by joining there as well, you do get free entry into my free bet giveaway, which happens every single week in my group chat just for being involved. But I'm going to go straight onto the selections now. I've got 5 for you to take a look at for today's spectacle. And the first one is going to be Our Power at 25 to 1. He's actually got some really good form on the flat, but he's turned into a very nice stay-in chaser and has all of this stamina, which probably wasn't actually expected based on his pedigree. He won twice over 3 miles already on good ground, so he hasn't necessarily had these sort of conditions yet, but I don't think it's going to inconvenience him too much. He's a particularly good jumper as well. I can imagine him staying on very well at the end, regardless of what happens. And Sam Thomas has become very good at training these stay-in chasers too. It'd be no surprise, I think, if he went close in this race and 5 places available. I think he could actually be the very best horse of the English in the race. Then I like at a much bigger price, I really fancy Carefully Selected. He's a horse I really fancy since he's actually coming back, and he's almost a little bit unexposed despite getting on a little bit. And even though he hasn't quite been tested over this trip, he settles very well. He's a particularly good jumper. With Mikey O'Sullivan having an amazing season, it could just be a great story that he's had his 5 grade 1s already, and he could just go and add a Grand National to his name as well. I think he could get a really good tune out of him, like give him a real decent squeak at 50 to 1 to make the 5 places. Then I fancy Any Second Now at 14 to 1, and he may be 11, but he's a model of consistency, this boy, and absolutely loves it here at Aintree as well. He was 3rd in 2021. He was a clear second to Noble Yates last year, and he's clearly in fine form. Again, he does go up £8 for that last run when he won a grade 2 at Navan, but he's a very, very solid performer in the market, and I can see him going very close too. Then I like the cross-country chase winner, Delta Work at 9 to 1. Won his 2nd cross-country at the Cheltenham Festival this year and has to come into this year's renewal with a really big chance. He finished 3rd in the race last year while jumping unusually poor for Delta Work. He's usually a very, very solid jumper, as you have to be to win the banks on the cross-country. But he bounced back to form last time out to win the cross-country, and he's actually has to be on the radar. He comes into this race just off a £1 lower mark and sets a pretty decent standard, if you ask me. But the horse I think you need to be on this year is Mr. Incredible for Willie Mullins at 14 to 1. He's my number 1 selection for this year. And I actually think Willie Mullins has road mapped him for this race very, very well. And managed to get him to the race just carrying 10 stone 4. So he's got a featherweight, which is a massive advantage in this sort of race. He's generally a hold-up horse, and he actually came to win the race at over 3 mile 5 at Warwick when he finished 2nd, but he was given a very easy time of things to finish that race, and then did a similar sort of story in the Kim Muir at the Cheltenham Festival, and he actually looked like he came to win that race at Warwick, but he was given an easy time of things in the closing stages, and I just got a feeling they had a bigger picture in mind, and I think that this could be the one. He's a very unexposed horse. He's a 7-year-old who fits the bill of last year's when he's tailor-made for this sort of race. And I think that he's just one that's going to be improving. In comparison to a lot of the horses at the top of the market, he's definitely still unexposed. 10 stone 4 with any amount possible. I think his profile fits the bill very well. I think he could be coming home quite late. I imagine he's going to be held up and not too far back with the 40 runners, maybe in a midfield sort of position. Jumps very well, and I think Brian Hayes has been getting a really good tune out of him. He ran really nice for Brian Hayes when they ran at Warwick too. So I think of 10 stone 4 at 14 to 1, Mr. Incredible could be the bet for me, and that would be my number 1 selection for you. Just to recap on those, Our Power at 25 to 1. We have Carefully Selected at 50 to 1. Any Second Out 14 to 1. Delta Work at 9s. But the nap selection for the Grand National with Mr. Incredible at 14 to 1. Now, as I mentioned, please do hit that subscribe button below the video. It's completely free to do so. You're going to need all the luck out there today. If you want my runner-by-runner guide, come over and join the free horse racing chat. But that's it for now. Just my quick fire top 5 selections for the Grand National for you. Good luck, and don't forget to comment below with who you're going to be backing in today's lottery as well. So all of the best to you. Good luck, gamble responsibly, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye for now.